And how about ferrous scrap consumption, Alistair? Because we saw this year that ferrous scrap consumption in electric arc furnaces started to increase. Do you expect this to continue in 2019, or do you think that the ceiling of growth has been reached?
Well, this is the policy, this is the objective, and there's been some tangible success stories over the last couple of years. I mean, in 2017, EAF output rose by more than 50% a year. It rose 7% the year before. The decade before that, it was not growing at all. It was just the no-growth story in the Chinese steel market, which is why it probably didn't get so much attention. Again, the battle between the economics and the environment comes to play, and our analysts through 2018 were observing a bit of a slowdown in the usage of scrap in EAFs and NEAF production growth, and they simply argued, and I think it's a good point, that as the scrap price rose because of the demand pool for scrap, so it became uncompetitive next to the hot metal costs, and when you've got fewer people wanting to buy scrap because it's expensive, they're going to use less scrap. So it's a little bit one of those where if the scrap price stays above the equivalent price of raw materials in an integrated furnace, what we call the hot metal proxy in Fastmarkets MB research, well, the scrap consumption is going to dip. But to the extent that it stays underneath the price of hot metal as it did for so much of 2018 and 2017, in those circumstances, you're going to see the scrap consumption continue to rise, regardless of what happens to the environment. And the environment is one of those additional factors which may or may not have its influence.